Good evening, everyone. I am so excited to share this with you because we have found a way and put the work in to give you the resources so that you, as the individual, as the employee, can apply to the Fair Work Commission to help you with dispute resolution. This is actually their job. This is why they were created. So if you are having a dispute within your workplace regarding mandatory medical procedures or giving someone your personal medical information, you are absolutely eligible to put in a claim to the Fair Work Commission. And we are going to show you exactly how to do that step by step. In tonight's video, you will see an interview with the RDA in-house legal representative, Gareth, and you'll also hear from Blake, who is the person who inspired this project because he himself is in danger of losing his job, and so are many of his colleagues. So I hope that you get involved. This really is a way for you as the individual to take power back into your own hands and not depend on some big class actions or other people's court actions to help you. You can actually help yourself. And also, this takes the government out of it. This is between you, your employer, and also the Fair Work Commission. You have every right to have some help with mediating this dispute, and we're going to show you how. Over the last few weeks, people have been hearing about the RDA in-house counsel, and they finally get a chance to meet Gareth. Here he is. Thanks for helping everyone out, and thanks for coming on board the team. Now, our first, sort of public project is the Fair Work Commission application for dispute resolution. So can you please explain to the audience what this is, how they can do it, and what we hope to achieve by it?
So, as people may be aware, there's a lot of class actions on at the moment with the courts. Now, some of these class actions have taken the route of the Industrial Relations Commission. So, for example, in Queensland, there's an application currently involving orders to go to the Industrial Relations Commission. What we have decided that we think it's best that individual employees take control of the situation themselves and make the application direct to the Fair Work Commission to resolve the dispute. Now, the dispute has to be sort of initiated, which is why we've got these 3 steps. And the first step, obviously, is just simply asking your employer for some clarifications, asking them some questions. So there's 3 main topics that we think need to be raised, and that's the Privacy Act. Why is it that they have this ability to ask you for this information that's protected? The second one is the OH&S Act, or Workplace Health and Safety Act. There are various acts across each state. And the third one is, why is it that they can now make you undergo a medical procedure under your employment contract? They're effectively varying your employment contract. So step 2 really is just once again asking these questions again, putting them in a more concise manner, putting them in a letter, making it a little bit more formal. You can email the letter, it doesn't have to go by the post. Then the third step is making a Fair Work application, and that's done online using Form 10. The Form 10 is pretty straightforward. It does have instructions. There's 3 pages of instructions up the front. We've pre-filled ours out, and it is actually the application that we've just removed personal information, but it's the application that we submitted. It's been written on the basis of the previous communication, which were the emails and the letter. Really, you just have to follow the bouncing ball. We've made it pretty easy to understand. Now, obviously, you do have to change it for your personal circumstances. You may have asked other questions. You may have had other issues that you've raised. They can easily go in there as well. Effectively, this can be used if you've got a dispute resolution clause in your contract, your employment contract, or if you're working under an enterprise agreement, there should be a dispute resolution clause in that. Once you have that ability to have a dispute, all you're asking for is the Fair Work Commission to resolve the dispute. These are submitted online. We submitted it on the Friday afternoon, I believe, and we received confirmation that it had been submitted by Monday morning.
Great.
So it was pretty quick. Now, we haven't heard anything back yet, but what we intend to do is provide a little bit of an update online about how we're going with the process. And so if we hit a stumbling block, we can give people a heads up.
Of course.
If we have a success, we can give people a heads up.
Yeah.
That's the intent.
So let me just clarify this for people who might have this question. you're not suing your employer, you're not severing any ties, like you won't lose your job or anything. Just correct me if I'm wrong, but you're basically asking the Fair Work Commission to conduct dispute resolution, mediation kind of thing, to come to an understanding that both the employee and employer are happy with. Is that pretty much what you're asking?
Whether or not they're happy with it is a slightly different question, but yes, you are right. It is effectively they're coming in to arbitrate. For one of
That's great. Yeah. That's great. And
the Fair Work Commission is there. That's the intent of Fair Work Commission. It really was to take things out of the court system. It was also to empower. This Fair Work Commission came in because of work choices, effectively. It was then the Labor Party's response to work choices. And if people were going to have these individual agreements and these individual contracts with their worker, and they weren't going to rely on unions all the time, people had to have the ability to resolve disputes themselves. That's what the Fair Work Commission really is about. Now, you can nominate a representative, and the representative doesn't have to be a union, it doesn't have to be a lawyer, doesn't have to be a barrister, it can be anyone effectively. Great. As long as they're paid representation. And that paid representation would simply be just someone that you're aware of that is good at arguing effectively. That's all it is.
So what I love about this as well is it's actually taking the whole COVID dispute or science or any of this stuff. It's actually taking the government out of it as well. It's basically putting power back into the employee's hands to say, hey, look, there's something that's wrong here in my workplace and I would like help resolving it. That's exactly what the Fair Work Commission is there for. So we're going to use the tools and the resources that they have. They may be inundated after this video, but hopefully people can get some solutions. And of course, you will update us on things that happen, successes, and if there's fault. So basically what we'd like people to do is start the process as soon as possible so that they can go along with you on the journey, because you have a few people that you're helping. So is there anything else that you want to say about this process before I go?
Okay, so I think it's important. The other avenue that we're going to be putting up very shortly is the unfair dismissal avenue, which will be a very similar process, but obviously there has been a termination or stand down without pay. So we will be doing the exact same thing with that. The last thing I'll say is that the good thing about this is, and I really want people to take this on board, is that you're taking control of the situation yourself. You understand what the issues are yourself. You're not relying on third parties to run court actions. You're not relying on large groups of people. You have the power to at least influence the outcome of your own life, which is very important.
Very important. It's actually empowering to do that. And it does take a bit more effort. You know, you can't wait for the hero to swoop down and save you. Sometimes you've got to do it a bit yourself, but what you've put together is really going to help people. So thank you so much. And we will talk about the unfair dismissal when we're ready for that.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, so now I'm here with Blake, who actually, with Gareth, inspired this Fair Work Commission application for dispute resolution. And I just wanted to hear from you and share with the audience what inspired you to not only do the application yourself, but to actually make it available so others can do it as well.
Well, it's just important that we get as many people in there and protect their jobs and try and help them out so they can keep on fighting later on and make sure they're gainfully employed for a lot longer than this week, next week.
Yeah. And you're obviously in danger of losing your job. Do you want to tell us, you don't have to say what your employer is, but you know, how has that been for you and your family?
Yeah, look, it's obviously nerve-wracking. At the moment, I'm off on sick leave, so I'm okay for a while yet. But I've just come back off annual leave a little while ago. I finished up sick at the end of that. Yeah, look, it's obviously stressful. Everyone's worried about their employment and what the future is going to bring. So the idea of this is just to make sure people have a job at the end of it all and put their employers on notice that they can't ask for our private medical data. We have protections under law. Doctor-patient privilege is private by nature. It's in contract between you and your doctor. The employer has no right to get involved in that. So we're just trying to help people understand their rights.
Yeah, and know how to use them as well, which is really powerful. Now, you actually have a group of people underneath you as well, and are a lot of those people going to go through with this as well?
Yeah. So a few of those guys and ladies have already submitted their applications today. So once we've got my one through, as in approved, it was all correct in the format and everything like that. It gave everyone else a bit of confidence to go and do it themselves. So now the real part of it starts where we actually have to present and fight for ourselves.
So the Fair Work Commission might be a bit busy after we release this video, but I hope they can get through it all. Gareth said that obviously while you guys go through the process, you'll update us on the wins and the losses so that we can adapt accordingly. But I think, you know, everyone should start the process as soon as possible, because the earlier you get in, the better. Is there anything else that you would like to say to people about this application, or just something in general?
No, just get in and have a go. Fight for what's right. You're protected between you and your doctor for private information. Your employer can't act as a third-party interloper and come between that relationship. So just fight for your own protection. It's your job. No one else is going to fight harder than yourself. So get in there and have a go. We're all learning as we go. There'll be mistakes made. There'll be different experiences had by different people. But if you don't ask questions, you're not going to find anything out. At the moment, all we're doing is asking questions to our employers about, can they actually lawfully do this?
Yep.
The directions don't go over the top of you, doctor-patient privilege or anything like that. And the employers need to stand up and just say, yeah, we can do this. Yeah, we can't do this. And these are the lawful reasons why or why not. And that's all we're doing, is just asking questions. Sounds
pretty reasonable to me. So thanks so much for putting all these hours in to formulate this template. Is there a group or anything like that you're associated with that you would like to plug in this interview, or we'll just leave it at that?
No, there's no group as such. We're just an informal bunch of people that have got together, a bit concerned about where we're all heading and lack of jobs and things like that, and just fighting for what is right.
Great.
So well, hopefully we'll get a win in, and that'll be the end of it.
Yeah, well, Gareth's obviously going to work on the unfair dismissal as well. So, you know, you might be working on that with him as well. And, you know, so we'll probably see your face again. So thank you so much for fighting the good fight, not just for yourself, but for the rest of us. So we really appreciate it.
No worries. And thanks for your support as well, Monica. It's really appreciated.
If you have signed up on the Hold the Line page, which is on the Reignite Democracy Australia websites, under initiatives, you'll see Hold the Line. Over 20,000 people have already signed up for that. This is going to be the mailing list that we specifically update on everything that Gareth and Blake are doing with the Fair Work Commission, wins and losses and so forth. And we are all learning along the way. So we're going to do the best to update you as much as possible. And look, we hope we have some wins, and we're very confident that this approach is something that can be achieved on an individual level. So I hope as many people get involved as possible, and good luck to you all, and stay strong. And if you've decided to hold the line, then hold the line.